This display board was recently completed for a customer who was interested in showcasing his Daemon army, and he requested boards similar to the ones that TerranScapes normally makes, but that he wanted a black, darkened finish with perhaps a bit of static grass on it. And my first suggestion was a board set that might resemble the recent board set featured in White Dwarf, which was the Mordor set. And if you haven't seen this board set, it's a wonderful job. It was in issue 343, and it was also showcased in issue 341. So if you can get access to either one of those magazines, I recommend it. And in that depiction of the board set, it featured different colored patches of soil, craggy crevasses with lava, and a variety of outcroppings. Now, for this project, after discussing that with the customer, he requested that the boards remain relatively open so that he had room to place all of his models. These boards are 10 inches wide by 18 inches long, so it produces a 36-inch long display board which would fit easily on a shelf in a bookcase. And I suggested, just to give it a little topographic variety, at least one rising crag, and so he requested one that would accommodate the size of the base for his greater Daemon, which my understanding is a 50 by 50 millimeter base, so that base would fit very comfortably on that and allow the Daemon to tower over the legions that he is leading. In also an effort to add a bit of a chaos sort of wrecked look, I decided to try some new techniques for some craggy crevasses. And these are modeled somewhat similar to the ones in the Mordor. He specified specifically did not want lava in these. So I tried just a couple small ones to give a little bit of a feel that you're on the edge of some broken wasteland without really compromising the ability to set models onto the board. I also added a few patches of rough ground just to visually break that up, and I used a very light green static grass to add a few patches to sort of break up the monotony and to give it that weathered sort of wasteland look as well. The models shown here are a very small sampling of my growing goblin army, and just to give you an idea of how large the boards are, so we have 20 goblin models here, and a couple squig hoppers, and of course a couple fanatics over there. Just to give you, again, some idea of the scale of the board. I did do a couple patches of lighter earth in a couple spots to break it up again and to match the Mordor look a little bit, which I thought was a great example. And a lot of people have been asking me as I've been posting more and more videos, how did I do this and how did I do that? And while I'm not really going to be producing any tutorials or any how-tos on any of the projects that I do, as I just really don't have time to do that. I do recommend, when people ask me where do I get my ideas or where do I get my sources, simple places to look, of course, is White Dwarf. I mean, you can't beat GW's ability to produce striking terrain, and it gives you at least a foundation for ideas. And while you may not be willing to take on projects of the magnitude that they show, it gives you something that you can work from to make smaller projects or to adapt certain pieces of their techniques to enhance your own wargame table. But of course, if you're interested in having TerranScapes do custom work like this for you, you should always visit TerranScapes.com, and there you can see the complete custom terrain gallery where it showcases all the projects that I've done to date, as well as the regular product line and information on how to contact me to organize a custom project. And if you're not interested in custom work, but you'd just like to see some other ideas of terrain, it's a great place to go, because I try to take quality pictures of all the pieces, and you'll see pieces show up, pictures I should say, you'll see pictures of this show up on the website within a few days after the customer this is contracted with approves this board and it's ready for shipping.